able to join in. No. It's been a long ass time since I reflected. Holy. Things just don't seem to bother me as much anymore. So a lot of the times when I do my reflecting. It's a little bit of a messy. It's a rough start to this journal. Okay. Do you have journal entries where you look back? It's a letter that you wrote to somebody, but you never even sent it because you're like, it's not even worth my breath. What am I doing? I do that. I have so many of those. You're not the monster you think. I think you are. You are the monster you showed me, or you showed yourself to be. Woo-hoo-hoo. Hello. How's it going? Okay, well, I'm just gonna hop into the topic today. Let's talk about trolls. So lately, I seem to get a lot of, hi, how's it going? Hi. Do you guys have any funny trolling memories or experiences? I'm gonna tell you something that I've been going through. So, where I work, there's been, hello. I'm good. So, like I was saying, I've been getting spam phone calls, like repeatedly, like 17 times in one day. My gosh, man. You're funny. Why are you calling me a man? Tell me. Yo, hold on. What don't you care about? Like, why? I don't understand why you're here if you don't want to, like, engage in the conversation. Like, no one's forcing you to be here, bro. Thank you, I appreciate that. Hello. Okay, is there any, like, thing that you guys are wanting to talk about? Sorry, that was my cat. Okay, so what's going on in your guys' lives? Tell me something that you're going through, something that second floor, and she tried. That's great. That's an awesome story. I believe you. The tales to tell. Tales to tell. You know, like when I don't have a pony. Okay, whatever. That sucks. There it is. Okay. I don't have any crazy stories like that, but I mean, I was also on my own at 13, so I didn't really have to. I didn't like sneak out windows. I just walked out front doors. You know, I was that kind of kid. Your wife did okay. Hey, like herself? Like she did that herself? Like that would be. That's a story right there. That's a little twisted. But I dig it. I dig it. Share your story. Yeah. What's the big 25? I don't understand. I don't know what that is either. Oh, in the big 2025. Oh, I get it. Okay. One time she went in a kindergarten class and pretended to be one. Like she pretended to be a kindergartner? Is that even a word? Kindergartner? Are you serious? I didn't even notice? That's pretty. Okay, so it's not my personal story, but my aunt told me that she used to have a friend that they would dare each other to do things, and one of them was they crashed a wedding, and they were having conversations with random people at this wedding about the groom and the groom and the bride, their relationship to them, and they got free alcohol. That was pretty cool. I would totally do that. Yo, I know you're asking for my number, but like, no. If you want to email me, you can email me, but like, it's on my channel. Okay, yo, seriously though. But crashing, like, they used to do weddings and funerals of people they didn't even know to get free alcohol. Why is your cat on your keyboard? I don't understand. It's okay though, my cats are always with me too, but just not like on my keyboard. Okay, so what are you guys going through in life right now? Tell me something. What's one difficulty and one thing that you learned? I was on my own at 13 because my mom got sick with cancer and me and my father used to fight really bad. So she couldn't get in between my father and I. So I moved to my aunts, and then at my aunt's, so I guess 14 roughly, I left there because I got stuck in a drive-through. What happened? Okay, story time. Listen up. So I had a curfew of 8 o'clock, which was different for me. And I got stuck in the Tim Hortons drive-through and I couldn't, like, we couldn't reverse, we couldn't, like, go forward, but I was about 5 minutes driving from my house, but a half an hour walk roughly. That being said, when I did get back to her house, she said that I was grounded. So I walked upstairs and I packed up a backpack and I came back down and I was certain that I was leaving, which I did, because I wasn't about to fight for her respect to be treated like a human being. I fought for it for my dad and my mom, and like hell, I was gonna do it for my aunt. So I left and then I never looked back. I'm gonna kidnap. No, I don't do kidnappings. Monogamy? Is that what you're saying? No, I still talk to them. Like, my dad doesn't talk to me anymore, but my aunt and me, we're still close. We're good. I didn't start talking to her again until I was 18, roughly, though. So I'm 26 now. Monogamy. Okay, so is monogamy like the, I gotta Google this. Goo. I always get confused. Like polygamy, I can't even say the word. Polygamy is the multiple one, right? Yeah. No face tattoos, only on the arm so far. Okay, so you find it difficult to be married to one person at a time? That's okay, no judgment. Some people are like that kind of stuff. Okay, well, I've been in an open relationship before, so like I know what that's like, and there's nothing wrong with that either. I feel like as long as there's like a mutual respect and like an agreement, like for me, the rule that I had was like, just tell me about it. I just want to know what you're doing. That being said, when that couldn't be honored, that's when I knew to leave, because like if I give you no expectations and you can't even do that, like pfft, no. 100%. There's gonna be one person that gets you though. I mean, like everyone has their own thing. Like me personally, I am either alone or I'm with one person, but that's just my attachment style. I feel more secure that way than having multiple people. But I mean, if that's something that where you're comfortable, like that's your flow zone, that's okay too. Well, I mean, so do you not want an open relationship, or like you don't want any relationship is what? being said, does that, so like, is that one guy with two girls, or is like, what, it doesn't matter if it's two guys, one, like that, would it change things if it were to be that way? Fair enough. See, like, to me, I'm like, okay, but wait, is that fair though? That's fair. Okay, so I was having a really interesting it's because men and women process different. You think so? I honestly, like, I don't really get along with women in general, so like, I don't process like regular women. So I don't know. I feel a little bit differently about that. But at the same time, I guess women do get a little bit more attached because they want like the vulnerability. They're not just logical, right? Fair enough. I just don't feel like it would be a fight though. I have different worldviews on that because I feel like masculinity is something that is more like unspoken. You know, like it's a calm demeanor. It's a presence. Whereas in like femininity is presence, but it's more of like a wonder or a wander. Does that make sense? I feel like if I was a man, people wouldn't. Be a whole new thing, okay? I'd create a whole new new a new, okay? A new way of being. Women come out into the world to achieve their best, be the best. We see as something we need to overcome to be the best. Oh, really? That's interesting. What an odd perspective. So you guys like always in silent competition. That's fair. No wonder it's so easy. Okay, so I was talking about like the Israeli president, okay? Or yeah, president or prime minister Netanyahu or something like that. Okay, so catch this. There was a speech that I watched of his and his power plays and how he talks about his army being the most brutal because he puts them in silent competition with one another. So he plays like mental warfare on his own. I don't know. That's just like there's something about that like that's not okay in a way. Like there has boundaries to that, right? You have boundaries of like what's ethical and not ethical. Or let's not call them boundaries. Let's call them variables, okay? Because I believe everything is okay depending like to an extent, depending on the variable. Everything is okay, but to, yeah. That's a good boundary to have. I agree with that. We all have our free will and we need to know how to exercise it, because if we don't, we won't know how to use it when it's necessary. Objectivism. I will right now. It's an ism. So objectivism versus subjectivism. Objectivism, hosting. Subjectivism argues that reality is shaped or determined by individual perception, beliefs, and feelings. So I have a very different opinion of like objective and subjective. And this is a photo that I seen way back in the day. I wonder if I have access to it. It's on my laptop. I know exactly where it is. And like, so objective, being an objective is the unbiased, as in where subjective is more biased. Do you like believe emotions are biased? I guess so. They would fall into that category because it's to the individual. Things that make you go, So, like, I believe, I kind of have a mixture of these two together. So, I believe that reality is created on the individual level. And, like, what that individual level is will be. So, like, if someone is still ruled by their emotions and their emotions impact their decisions, that's their universe, that's their world, and it only affects them and how they operate in reality, right? So, I believe reality is created by a majority of people believing a certain set of rules and principles. Well, the minority that may, like, they're subject to those beliefs, like it creates like a ripple kind of, but the majority is what creates reality. So like emotions and feelings to me, like I don't consider that the same thing. What I feel comes after what I experience my emotion. Like I consider it a whole nother sensory aside from being a woman and the emotional aspects of that. Hi. Yes, I remember you. How are you? How are you doing? Is it Young? Is that how I say your name, Carlos? Like the psychologist? Carl Jung? Nice. It's not like cold out here, but it's been rainy. We were just talking about, okay, so catch you up to speed. We were talking about monogamy and polygamy and different like worldviews on it, and like if it was reversed, two guys, how would the dynamic be versus if it was two girls with one guy, right? So that's what we were talking about. I'm always at work. I'm at work 24 hours a day. I live at work. Literally. Fair enough, me too. That's kind of my dynamic as well. But I have nothing against anyone who... I heard that... There's this one chick, I was watching a few of her videos. She has a monogamous relationship. She lives in a bus. And I don't remember her name because I'm bad with names, but she looks like she's having one hell of a good time, so... Oh yeah, and then we got into like the topic of men being in silent competition with one another. What's your opinion on that? Is that why men like breaking things? No, I do. I feel that I am more on the objective side than a subjective. Because like I don't get like overly emotional. I'm not that chick. Like when my mom's dog died when I was younger, it was my dog too, but I mean like a little cold-hearted, okay? I'm not even... I don't know why. Like I love that dog. So much so, but she was also crying, and like her crying irritated me. So, yeah. I'm not like that anymore, but when I was younger, like 12, 13, I was pretty cold. Yeah. I was numb. I believe people deserve to be loved as much as they can love themselves. Okay. See, this is so different to me. Like I don't look at hierarchy. I have that completely out of... I've never followed hierarchy, and honestly, it's came in the way of a lot of jobs that I held. Because if I have an issue, I'm going to go to the person I have an issue that I need resolved, who can answer my issue. Fuck your hierarchy. Yeah, like they need to learn how to love themselves correctly and what it looks like to love yourself. So like not excusing your own bad behaviors when you do something and you hurt someone's feelings without embodying that hurt as like you're a bad person. Analyze the hurt to understand what cause, like cause and effect, right? Because we're not our behaviors, but we are the experience that we create for people. Behaviors can be corrected, experiences can't change, right? Okay, look at that. That's cool. I'm gonna put that into my books to read. Actually, I can look up the thing on my books right here. The last talk, like on my last live, let me go back here. Oh yeah, I was talking about family and how I forgave my father and how he chose still not to be in my life. And then I was talking with a gentleman named Rob, and he wanted to know how it made me feel. So, like, that kind of, when we go into that topic of like, how did it make you feel? That's a slippery slope, because as much as it is good to acknowledge how you've hurt people, if you don't know how to correct it, or if you don't know how to gain control of your own physical consciousness through your actions, you're gonna slide down. It's gonna make things worse. Yeah, see, I've seen 2 books by her, and I'm going to get them both. Okay. Yeah, I mean, so like my papa the other day was messaging me, okay? And he's like, because like my papa, that's my grandfather, my dad's dad. He's just like, not really ever part of my life, okay? Like, I don't have anything against the guy, but he's not a part of my life. And he's like messaging me, telling me like he's proud of me, it looks like I'm doing good, be well, and these things. I'm like, okay, what's going on? I'm a little bit concerned. Like, have you fallen ill or something? like what's up? Like, what do you want? For sure it would. You're welcome. No, I enjoy these conversations. I really do, truly. It's the social life that I have, so. And honestly, like, I kind of prefer it this way because there's such a wide spectrum of people that you can meet, and the ones that like aren't in that mindset of having genuine conversation, they just kind of like weed themselves out, and I don't have to be a bitch and tell them to leave, you know? Okay, so back on your what you were saying there about your father, Faja. I mean, like, even okay, think about it from this perspective. Even if you reached out to him and you're like, "Yo, I forgive you. Can we restart?" There's still the chance that he's gonna go MIA and completely disappear, right? So, I mean, the forgiveness, honestly, is for yourself, so that you just be like, you release yourself from that resentment, and because that takes a lot of energy, it really does, and your emotional energy is so precious. Don't waste it there. You can manifest so much more great abundance into your life once that is let go of. Because you make space for new to come in. I'm not saying like you can be mad all you want. There's another option. Oh, and then not only that. Okay, hold on. So I wanted to hit on another point. Oh, I had it in my mind. Okay, hold on. I'll come back to me. I lost it. Oh, I know, that's fair. Like, okay, so the way that I see it, so like my dad, for instance, in spite of everything that happened and him not being there, I still plan on taking care of him in his old age. Why? Why do I plan on doing this? Because the best revenge for me is for him to realize that he was the cause of his own suffering. Because he's gonna have to humble himself real quick before he dies. But like he's gonna resist that truth so much, like literally to the bitter end. I know he would. But he told me he would rather shoot himself before he come live with me, so. Me too. I defied all expectations too. And that's why, like, my papa, like, honestly, him reaching out, being like, yo, are you okay? Like, I'm so proud of you. I'm like, because to him, he blamed me for everything that my father, like, the mistakes he made, and said, like, I was going to be just like him. So I have me and my brother, but like I'm not like any of my family though. Like I'm a strange one. Mr. Grinch. Okay, don't mind my weird noises. I do things like this. And it's not even that I feel obligated. Like, I don't feel obligated to my dad at all. Fuck that man. Like, he did nothing for me. That being said, the hardest truth and the hardest pill for him to swallow would be that his isolation and how alone that he's felt his whole life is his own fault. Okay, cool. Yeah, there's a name for it. I forget what it's called, but like it's like a refocusing technique. I'm gonna look it up. There is a technical term to it. Hey Siri. What is it called when someone has or makes out noises randomly? Hold on. Hey Siri. What is the term called in ADHD when someone randomly makes noises? Vocal stimming, that's what it's called. It's a way to self-regulate and achieve a sense of comfort, focus, and calm. I do a lot of vocal stimming. Yeah. Me, I am a manager in hospitality. And yeah, I've done a lot of things though. Like I could be and do whatever I want to do, but right now, this circumstance with which like I guess the arrangement helps me like bring my mind back from all the trauma that I've been through. I don't know if I ever told you, but my boyfriend was murdered in 2019. So in 2019, I changed my life. But like just the circumstances of how that all happened, it's just too close for comfort and like, yeah. So does he like super micromanage you? Like the way that you do it isn't good enough? Woo! That's cool. In the solar industry, that's crazy. And especially in off-grid solar, that's... Yo, I was thinking of going off-grid. Can't you just go on a crown land or something and like live there? No, you can't. There's a rule. I think they're coming up with a rule for that. Oh. I was gonna do it for a year though. I'm thinking next year. Next June, I'm gonna go do it. Travel. Get a van. I'm gonna take my brother with me. We're gonna go across BC. graffiti artist, so I'm gonna see what I can line up for him. Different projects that it might have. Okay. It's cold out here in Canada though, man. I need prior to doing that. I don't do snow. I don't do cold. I grew up heating my house with a fire, like wood stove. We also had to boil water on the stove. Oh my god. To have a bath. It was brutal. And our roof leaked. Oh my god, did our roof leak? Nice chatting with you. See ya. What's sorry, bro? Why are you sorry? Okay, wait. Before anyone leaves, yo, listen to this perspective really quick, okay? So, that's what I wanted to share with you. So, all these really cranky old men, okay? Let's put this into perspective. This crankiness that they're experiencing, let's take it back like a generation. The ones who fought in the World War II, those people in battle were promised certain things after they fought that they never received. And the ones that protested to get what they were promised, they brought in the United Nations to take out the people who fought. Okay. That's a betrayal because I just killed a bunch of people thinking I was doing it in honor and promised that you appreciated it. That there was, it's not so much about reward, but like in the honor of, this was what I was promised. Could you imagine killing people, fighting, and it was all an illusion? All for nothing of what you thought it was? So when they pass away, that energy doesn't get created. Like that energy can't be created nor destroyed. That's emotional energy. It has to go somewhere. So it transfers down to the next generation. And that generation is angry and they don't even know why. That's my theory. So I mean, like for people who are unreasonably angry, I always think about one, the curse that they're not breaking. Two, how miserable their life probably is, and then three, how miserable the life was prior to his existence. And that's sad. That hurts my heart for them, you know. So I'm just like, okay, just go be angry over there, you know. Ta-ta, ta-ta. It's a new song that I'm gonna make, apparently. Do you guys write any music? Play any instruments? Yeah, I like to drive. I'm a good driver, so. Yeah, I think that would be cool to travel by bus. And I also want to have like a little like mini farm, or what is it called again? Yeah, mini farming. so you can have all your vegetables grown. And I want to have like it slide out so you can have your grow lights embedded. So when it's closed, it turns on the grow lights and you can have it on a timer. And then you can pull it out like a slide and you can have all your little like micro vegetables. That'd be so cool. You know, me and my brother, there's a few things that have made me question the integrity of the relationship, I guess. My own fault though. Okay, so like something that I learned about giving too much. Okay, so like after my mom passed away, I kind of like I felt like it was my responsibility to take care of my brother. Okay, well, like I was hustling, so I was good on cash. So I gave him everything and anything. He needed a ride, he needed money, he needed whatever. Gave it to him. And then when I decided after my boyfriend got murdered that like I wanted to change my life, I got to see like I created a monster, you know what I mean, in a way. But like slowly, like we overcame those hurdles in so many different aspects. So like now I'm kind of like sitting on the edge of like, okay, so where I am right now, I'm stable, yes. But there's such a huge part of me that's just ready to leave and like because I feel like I got nothing. It's not even like I got nothing to lose. It's like I got nothing to hold on to here in a way. So it's like it's not so much like what do I got to lose. I'm looking at it from a perspective of like what do I have to gain. But I love my brother dearly, truly, I really do. He's been throughout, like even especially growing up, like with the hostile and volatile environment. Like my brother and me, we're always together. So yeah, we're close, 100% we are. But I think there's like resentment a little bit. Like I think he resents me. And I've told him all these things straight to his face. So I mean, like, he feels like I'm pulling away from him, but I'm actually just teaching him how to include me. I never showed him how to do that before, so I can understand why he feels the way that he feels. Yeah. You live and you learn, though, right? I'm going on a trip in my favorite rocket ship. Running through the sky, little Einsteins. Yeah, like I feel like he can only do so much of that with me because of like that underlying resentment. I'm his younger sister too. So, and everyone always thinks I'm his older sister, so that's another thing. I'm sure it bugs him a little bit. But he's a good kid. He really is, and he has a good heart. My dad really abused him. Jacob took the brunt of it. Like after I left, I didn't know how bad it was for him. My dad's fucked up. My brother didn't deserve any of it. I just like, but why I gave my brother everything is like, I remember coming back and visiting, and he wouldn't talk to me really. And I asked him, like, why I'm your sister. And he's like, well, I don't really know you. And like, that broke my heart when I heard him say that. So then I spent the rest of the years trying to get to know him and like almost in a way smothering him. But like, I didn't give him a chance to reciprocate that energy to me. Yeah, you can't baby people, or like not baby them, but I mean, men are different too. Like, I don't think there's an exact science of like how to raise a man, a boy, into a man. But I mean, there's some things you know to avoid though. That could be the science. And I feel like it's gonna be like a collaboration of a bunch of people of like what didn't work, so that we can kind of like weed out what is working, you know? I know. I appreciate you. There's one more person here. Hello, whoever you are. Oops. It is 11 o'clock though, and I gotta go and shut everything down though. So I gotta get going. But I'm gonna be doing a live I'm gonna do a live every other day. So I'll be on here often. But I do need to go and get all this stuff done. So I will see you not probably. So today is Friday, Saturday. So I'll be here Sunday, okay? I'm not exactly sure what time, but I'm gonna hit for like 3 probably. So I will catch you then, and ciao for now. Okay, cool. See you.